welcome to episode 11 of the WireTap podcast with our special guest, last name Banks, and Alex and Carlos. You already know who
What's
we
up,
are.
guys?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
So,
Welcome,
first of all,
Richard.
Rich, yeah, welcome to the show, man. Appreciate you coming in.
I'm happy to be here, man. I just want to kind of give some insight on, the real world. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
we live in two different worlds, or I guess three different worlds, but
Right.
I've been watching all the episodes and I kind of want to give an insight onto more of my side of the world. You see what I'm
That's
saying?
good. No, that's good. That's good. Tell us what you do, Richard. Tell us a little bit about what you do on YouTube, because you got a channel, don't you? And you're doing big things on there.
Hold on. Before we jump into that, let's go ahead and step it back a little bit. And I know that we wanted a hot topic for a minute. We wanted to bring into the show, and it's more about old school versus new school rap, and then we'll
Hip hop.
transition to him, because that's kind of lends into what a little bit of what Richard does here. So why don't you tell us a little bit about, because I think you're more of a new school, right? You like all the new
I
rappers
mean,
versus like myself, that I like old school rappers like
Okay.
Tupac,
yeah,
Okay.
Biggie, Snoop,
yeah,
Ice
like
Cube,
I
them
don't
old
really
school stuff.
like the boring stuff. That's what you're saying? Like I like more
Boring
of
stuff.
like I like it to be interested. You know what I'm saying? Like it gets boring where all you hear is like baby baby. It's just like, come on, man. It's like I need more energy with it. You know what I'm saying?
Some
Eminem.
what? What was that, Al?
He was talking like Eminem. That's what he was doing. He's like,
No, I know, man. I was just looking at you, and it's like, no, I couldn't get it
So
out.
like,
But
Lil
Eminem,
Durk.
dude,
You like Lil Durk? You like those guys?
yeah, like most of the littles, yes. Like
Okay.
Lil
most of
Okay.
the
Durk,
Most
littles.
of them.
yeah,
But the
like
problem
Lil
is that
Wayne.
you
So
can't
let's
understand half of
real
them.
quick. Let me get your
You can't understand.
let me ask you this, Richard, real quick. We're not gonna spend too much time on this because I'm sure we could, but since you're moving into this new school and you're really gonna break it down for us,
Yeah,
tell
help
me
you
your
out.
opinion on Takashi.
Okay, well, he doesn't
Trash,
count.
trash, or you roll with him.
I think he is let's just go pre-snitch, right? We'll do
Okay.
pre-snitch. It's
And then what
like,
about after snitch?
well, after snitch is like you kind of out of the community at that point. So like
Gotcha.
right now he's not as relevant as he was before. Like
He
I
said he's
was
got something coming. You know
He got
that,
no
right?
street cred. He got no
yeah,
street cred no more.
he has no street cred, and everything that he does is not as like prominent anymore. Like before he'll do something or he'll try somebody, he'll troll somebody, and everybody will kind of go crazy over it. Now it's more of like, okay, bro, like we don't really like you now.
So he tries to do some big hype, and then as soon as the music drops, but it flops really quick because people are not with it anymore.
I mean, this first song out, of course, that did huge numbers. It's just like kind of when you make like, let's just say like a YouTube breakup video, that video does great because it's like, it's just controversy on it. So yeah, his first video back did good, but as of late, I haven't really heard anything from him. I haven't seen anything like on TikTok about him. So I think he's like kind of irrelevant at this point now. But like
That's a
before pre-snitch, everything he was doing it like very smart and strategically. Like he'll call out Meek Mill or some of the big rappers, and then it'll blow up into something,
just to
or
get the clout. Just to get the
exactly,
clout.
yeah. Mainly just trolling people, saying like, "Oh, I'll beat you up. Don't come to my city," this and that. But he wasn't really doing nothing. But it will work
Mm.
to kind of drum up hype around his music. So I think he was pretty smart with the way he was doing it.
So
Besides,
so so to ask this, I'm sorry, Alex. I know you got an agenda on here. I need to pick his brain really quick.
I
If
No,
help
you
you
do
out,
your
could,
thing.
Alex.
if
Don't
you
worry.
could, if you could break it down really quick, Richard, give me your top three right now. Your top
Oh,
three.
okay. Top three right now. Is it like my favorites or actual like? Okay,
Top,
this is the top three
uh,
in the game.
Well, do
give me
both.
both.
Do both.
Yeah, do
Do
both.
do your top three, and then the top three that are right
Hmm.
now.
I would say let's go popularity. I would say Drake is number one.
Okay.
Then there's
Okay.
a gap, right? There's like
Hmm.
Drake's up here, and then you got kind of the next guy. The second
Uh,
guy is Lil Baby. He
oh. Okay.
he's
Okay.
up there right now. He's real popular. And then
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
third guy, that's tough. I would maybe say Lil Durk. He's real popular right now. Or
Uzi? No Uzi?
Uzi, yeah, I guess we can give it to Uzi. Yeah, Uzi can have
Okay.
third. Yeah, Uzi's pretty
Okay.
good. Third is kind of hard. I mean, a lot of people kind of go in and out of there, but I think Drake is definitely number one, hands down. Then Lil
Yeah,
Baby,
Drake is a goat.
yeah,
You know,
then Lil
Drake can
Baby's
drop.
solid up there.
What's interesting about Drake, and I don't know about you guys, but and I know our show is, we touch different things, but to bring it in on this, because this has a finance piece to it in a certain way, right?
Yeah.
I think Drake can drop a single on a Tuesday at 1 o'clock p.m. and still hit those numbers.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, he just came out with like a little EP. I don't know if y'all saw 3 songs. All three
Yep.
of his songs debut number 1, 2, and 3 on Billboard. So it's just like
Yeah, it's crazy.
Drake is really
You know,
that guy.
you know what? I think Drake is pretty. He is the go. I like his music. But one thing I like about his stuff is I can understand it, man. Some of these new young rappers, sorry, man,
Alex, yeah,
but for me, it's like I can't
promise you don't
understand.
listen.
Maybe I'm just too dumb, or maybe I'm too smart. I don't know which one it
Uh,
is, but it's like they're too fast for me. And it's not
So,
very.
Alex, you're not a fan of Migos? Are you saying something along those lines?
Nah, dude. It's like I don't. Dude,
you
I
can
don't know.
understand. You can
Yeah, but
understand. You don't want to understand. Most of it is slang. It's
yeah, it's
like
a
Right.
lot of slang. That's what I'm saying. It's a
that's
lot of
probably why
slang.
you
It's a
don't
lot of street
understand.
stuff that I just don't know. I don't understand. You
It,
know,
So
it's
so
but
slang. It's
so
okay.
what's your top three then, Richard?
My top three is Drake, Kodak
Eminem,
Black, and
Oh, okay.
Eminem. No, that's more of like 2000, 2002.
2000 ish. Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess so.
yeah, yeah. Well, okay.
Along with
I don't,
Baby
You know what?
Spice.
Go ahead. Finish up with
oh,
your
then Young
top
Thug
three.
is my third one. But go ahead.
Young Thug.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, all right. All right.
You know,
Well,
one of the things
I just wanted
that
to
I
get
think.
that. I just wanted to see what kind of guy we're talking to right now. That's good
I
to know.
mean, Kodak Black is very misunderstood. Like Alex would label him as a mumble rapper, but if I play some music for you, then you would be like, okay, yeah, yeah. Because I've done it with my mom, and she's like converted over a little bit, where it's like, I can understand this. I do get it. So it's like some music, I guess, like the popular music is more like catchy, where they just say something that kind of just flows, bob your head to, that doesn't really have any substance.
Mm.
But if you
But
actually get into their catalog, they have some good music.
so Jordan Lucas is not on your radar at all. Like I think I like it. I like his music.
Well, he's like, no, he doesn't make,
Nah.
he doesn't make any like really catchy stuff. See, you have to have a good balance. You can't just only focus on substance, bars, and like this and that. You got to have more of like, okay, this song I can play at the club. This song I can play when I'm
You know,
just feeling.
the major difference that I see, and I don't know if you guys see this too, but like old school hip hop is more concentrated in like old like street stuff, like right, like people's upcoming things that they went through, more stuff. Like this new like hip hop right of today is more about lavish style, love style, like more cars and stuff. So it's like
No,
different. They're rapping about different subjects.
no, because I think it's like it's the same as it was back then. It's just different rappers. Like y'all had y'all rappers that
Oh,
did club music, like well, and then y'all had y'all rappers that were conscious. So it's like Nas was more like conscious stuff, but then you did have some rappers that were focused only on clubs and like club hits.
What's your
okay.
what's your take on Kanye? I still think he's a
Kanye,
goat, man. I still think he's the goat.
That's one of Carlos'
he's
favorites, by the way.
polarizing. He's very polarizing. I like it, a lot of his old music.
His old,
Yeah,
yeah,
Sometimes,
yeah,
me
yeah,
too.
yeah. Before his mom passed away, I get it.
Before he,
yeah,
yeah,
that really took a toll on him. So, but I think, I mean, for me, I like his music. I like kind of the stuff that he says, like it's different. Not you won't hear a lot of people saying the same things as him, and I like that about him. But he's a real like fashion guy. I like him
Oh
more for
yeah.
his fashion nowadays, like the
Well,
Yeezy.
that's that. Yeah, man. That's how he's made
Yeah,
his billions. Yeah, no,
dude.
absolutely.
No, man,
Three point
his
three billion,
fashion.
man.
His
Man,
fashion
his
is
net
like the
worth
Hunger
is
Games,
3.3
like District
trillion.
7 stuff.
yeah, but it's different. It's just like yeah, you always wear those same like Adidas every day, Alex. Sometimes you gotta have some like
Is
difference.
it would be like Nike. It would be Nike though, but yeah,
Okay. I thought you would have some like NMDs or something.
I do have some Adidas,
Yeah,
but you
that's what
know,
I'm saying. You gotta stand
Carlos
out.
is a big fan of
Uh huh.
Mr.
Go ahead.
Kanye.
I
He's a
am. I'm a
Kanye.
Kanye. I'm a Kanye. I'm
He's
a
a
Kanye believer,
Kanye, the
man. I'm a believer.
Kardashian. He loves that whole inner circle,
Oh
man.
yeah,
Love
He
yeah.
that
finds
vibe, man. That vibe, right? The vibe they give off.
Speaking of that,
You
how
know,
do you feel about the breakup? Aren't they breaking up or
man.
something?
Listen.
What's that?
yeah.
You know,
What's that all
I
about?
He's heartbroken.
that's
Fill us in,
one of
man. You
those.
since you in the
That's one.
inside.
That's one of those things, man, that you think to yourself, this has got to be fake. There's no way. There's no way. The world's about to end. I don't know. I just don't know, man. That Lemonade. I mean, that Chick-fil-A song. It was all
Hmm.
for her, man. It was all for her. She done messed it up. But
Speaking of
I want
that, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
But you know,
what I wanted to
it's
say to
because
you,
he's
Richard, is
very. Go ahead.
I wanted to say this with the new hip hop flow. One of the things that I have noticed that I really appreciate because I love music, man. If anything, I love listening to all kinds of music. I mean, and I really do. When you talk about a catalog, I really get into it because music speaks to me. But one of the things that I really enjoy about these new guys is that they will actually take the song, the whatever they're producing, and they really focus on the musicality, and they'll take
Mhm.
samples, right? They'll
Oh
take
yeah,
these samples from, let's just use an example, Funkadelics, right? Let's go back to Funkadelic. And they'll take that sample and they'll incorporate it. And you're like, man, that is genius, number one. But number two, I love this stuff, right? I love
yeah,
the beat. I love what they're trying to portray. I just love the musicality and the talent that you see in some of these new guys.
yeah.
But is
See,
it?
Alex
But is
can
it them?
appreciate that. Look at him.
No, no,
See,
no. But
see,
no.
go
See, I
ahead.
was just gonna say, is it them or is it
The
the people
producer.
behind
He was
them?
gonna say that, dude. It's like if my producer plays me a beat, I can reject it. So
I
it's
agree.
also
Agree.
them saying, yeah, I like that. Let me get on that beat, or like, hey, can you
Yeah, but
incorporate
someone
this?
has to be putting it together. Like Carlos said, like right there, what Carlos was saying, you take that nice beat, you add it to whatever, and then you're a hot rapper, right? You'll be like, oh, I could really do something for that track. Let me jump on it, or like you said, turn it down. Like no, no, no. So maybe it's a little bit of insight. I'm not taking it that some of the rappers out there are not doing what Carlos just described, but I'm
Mhm.
saying what if some of them aren't? I think there's credit on both sides, right? I'm not just saying that it's just is because
It's a
the music is
mixture.
bumping.
It's a mixture, but I think it's more of the artist side. Like, let's just say Drake. I would think Drake would more like he has a lot of samples in his music.
He does
Kendrick
like nice for what.
Lamar. Yeah,
Nice
exactly.
for
I
what
think
is it's got that Lauren Hill X factor. Oh
right. I
man,
think
yes,
they
yes.
actually ask for that or kind of like say, hey, have you heard this? Can you incorporate that kind of like J. Cole? See, J. Cole produces a lot of his own stuff. Kanye is a producer and he has some in his. I think they do it themselves more. I mean,
To go in, go
he
ahead.
just go ahead.
No, I mean, and I get it. Eminem's a little bit more old school, more it's not with the new trendy stuff. So he's not gonna hit as hard as like some of these other young kids, right? That are
Mhm.
up and coming. Um, but let me transition a little bit to because you do in your YouTube video, you do reaction videos. So
Yeah,
how does that world, like so you take the video, you're watching this one, you dissect the lyrics, you
yeah.
react to it, you give it your own spin, like people find that fascinating. Like, tell us a little bit about the world that you live
And
in
tell
right
us where they
there.
can find you, man. Tell us if they get
Yeah,
online
let's
and they
start with
want to
that.
search. Yeah, speak with
Yeah,
that.
so
Tell us where they can
yeah,
find you
you
first.
could if you want to watch me and some of my friends dissect some music, you can go to youtube.com/slash last name banks. We react to a lot of different genres as well. Like we started this new series where I react and we react to like new genres as in rock or pop. Those are only two we've done so far. We've done reggae as well to kind of broaden our horizons. But mainly we've done rap and people enjoy it. I've just noticed that if you say negative things, people get mad because they're coming to see their favorite artist. So like if I search up a reaction video, it's most likely going to be a Drake video because I want to see what everybody's opinion is on Drake because it's
Mm,
my favorite artist.
mm.
So they get kind of mad if I give a negative critique about it. So it's kind of hard to be like authentic, but you still have to kind of just sacrifice that sometimes.
What's the most recent one that you've broken down, Richard, that you would say, this one got so many views because of this? My targeted audience was this, and here's the analytics behind that, and this is why. Like, what can you pinpoint that say this was the one?
Well, one of my bigger ones was one by Logic that I was surprised that it kind of did numbers.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was one where he did the Suicide Hotline
Oh
song.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I
Okay.
kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
reacted
Yeah.
to that and gave a little bit of like experiences and stuff like that, and that kind of blew up. I think it was more so of my thumbnail because it seemed like more emotional. So
Gotcha.
everybody kind
Gotcha.
of wanted to see my reaction to that.
Mm.
Another one was I reacted to this not music, but it was a Conor McGregor fight. That one did a lot of numbers. A lot of the Irish
Those are
people didn't
funny,
like my
man.
take, but
You know,
yeah, yeah, they
especially
did
the one when he was going against Mayweather. Like
exactly.
those,
He
I
was
could
going
see.
against Floyd, and I like Floyd, so they got kind of mad at that.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't
Those
expect
were.
that, but
I
yeah.
watched a couple of those reaction videos, man. Those were hilarious, dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They got so
But
mad though because I was going for Floyd, but
so you haven't tried, and I haven't honestly, I haven't looked at anything recent. I don't know if you've been doing any of like Bad Bunny. I know that there was a lot of reaction videos from how you know, even though he's rapping in Spanish and everything and reggaeton and
oh
bachata style, right? There was a lot of people that were like actually enjoying his music and reaction, and they were like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Even though maybe they couldn't understand half of it, but they were
yeah,
actually, they really liked the flow.
yeah, yeah. No, I haven't done any Bad Bunny, but he did a song with Drake, right?
He
Yeah,
I
did.
think
He
he did a
he's
did.
got
song with
Yep.
one.
Yep.
Drake,
Yep. He
so
did. He did.
I'll try and get into that. That's a good one. I'll for like if we do first time listening to like Hispanic music, or I'm not sure the right term for it, we'll
Yeah, yeah.
definitely listen to that. I didn't even think about that. That's a good point. Thanks,
Oh
man.
yeah, because I mean, I saw, I don't know. There's probably like another channel out there that's pretty big. It's maybe
Mhm.
like three or four guys, and they were actually reacting to it, and it had a lot of tons of views. And I was like, man, I was thinking to myself, right? I was like, I don't think they fully understand everything he's saying, but they were like, oh yeah, they were flowing with it, and
Yeah,
it was kind of funny.
yeah, it's
Because when it
fun.
hits, it hits.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. That's back to what you were saying earlier, Alex. How you were hating on how everybody has a good flow and stuff nowadays, but it's like, yeah, you can just enjoy the flow. You don't have to understand all the words sometimes. But I
And
guess you
that's a
wouldn't understand that.
and that's a big thing
Yeah.
nowadays. I don't know if any of our listeners are listening, but reactions on YouTube, whether that's a video, whether that's music, why do you think that is, Richard? That it's taken off?
I think I think it takes off because a lot of people want to see, like, let's just say you're home alone, you're watching a video. It kind of feels like you're watching it with friends.
Mm,
You
mm,
see
Hmm.
their
mm.
reaction, you're like, oh yeah. Or like for me, I like to do a lot of freestyle, like reactions to freestyles. And then I'll catch a bar, I'll pause the thing and kind of explain what they said. And it kind of gives you a little more insight, or you like, oh, I didn't even hear him say that. He said, what? Oh, that's nice. Stuff like
Nah,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
it'll kind
So
of
so
help
I
you.
watched,
Best.
I watched a couple of your videos with your boy, and there was
Mhm.
a couple one you were like, dude, you don't get that. He was like, nah, I don't know. And you were like,
Exactly.
ah, forget it. And then you kept playing the thing,
Yeah.
and then you were going at it, and then he's like, you still didn't get it. And he's like, nah, dude, like explain it. And I'm thinking to myself, it's like, nah, bro, I didn't get it either. Can you explain it what he's going?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you're like, duh. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
I definitely appreciate that because I was thinking to myself, I was like, I'm like your buddy. I was like, I don't get it either. Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
is she saying? I think it was
Exactly. It's
like a
the
girl
same thing.
video.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like people don't really like if you don't understand it. Sometimes I don't understand it, and they tell me in the comments. It's real like interactive. I
So
think
No,
so
that's
that's
why
here's
a
good.
lot of people.
what
Like
I
it.
take because I know that when I was watching a couple of them is like, well, I see a music video and I'm like, well, this is how I feel about it. I wonder how anybody else. So I watch a couple,
Right.
like I've seen a couple of your videos and some other ones, but like especially when a new song hits, because I
Mhm.
just want to get other people's opinion, see if they're thinking the same
The
thing
same
I think. So
things.
it's
Yeah.
like going back to your point, it's kind of that camaraderie, like, oh, what are they thinking? What is, oh, okay, like you're
Right.
saying, like watching it with friends, even though we're not through a screen, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I just think the viewers like if we disagree, it's okay to disagree. You don't have to
Yeah.
hate me for my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's like, goodness, all right, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. We can
So
still be friends.
let me engagement. I noticed the engagement is through the roof, man. I love the
Mhm.
engagement that you got going on. So let me ask you this right off the bat, Alex. This includes you, man. And if you got to take it back to your Eminem days, that's fine because I know you
No,
were
I
big
like
into
Tupac. I think Tupac was one of
no,
my
Tupac
favorite
is cool
rappers.
too.
But
Look, I love
yeah,
Machiavelli. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
I know you were big into Eminem. All right, top. Go ahead, real quick. Best bar ever.
Oh, best bar ever.
Mm.
That's hard. Alex, you go ahead and start it first while I think.
Nah, dude, I honestly like a lot of them come to mind, but I couldn't pinpoint it down to one. I mean, there's a lot of like specific lyrics, and maybe I'm not too much into the news, so I can't really say like what bars I think. Go ahead, Carlos. You give us yours since you
Yeah,
brought
you
that
give us
up. Like,
some.
yeah,
It's hard to really
But
think of it on the spot.
you know what? I will always I don't know about you guys. To this day, man, I will say best bar to me that I have just I'll never forget it, man, is Lil Wayne, Real G's moving silence like lasagna. Like that
Oh yeah,
was
that one was
just
hard. That was
man, that was so
definitely hard.
good.
I
So
was,
good.
I was gonna think of something even simpler by Lil Wayne as well. He was like, "My flow is like rubbing two logs." It's like when you rub two logs, you get fire. So it's like, oh,
Uh-huh.
that's hot. That's
Oh,
hot
that's
right
good.
mm,
there.
That's
yeah,
good.
That's hot right
that's a
there.
really
That's good. That's
yeah, that's a
good.
good
That's
one.
good.
Yeah,
Alex, go ahead and throw your Eminem out.
Nah, dude. I
too,
mean, it's
too
just
fast. He
Put
speaks
I
too
that
can't
quick.
cricket
really.
side, that cricket.
That's the argument I tried to have with you the last time. It's like, what? How many quotables does he have? It's like you can't really quote it, but then you get Drake. It's like you can quote all day. You see what I'm
Can't
saying?
quote. Yeah, I'll give you that for
It's
sure.
a little
For sure.
harder when you got a guy that's speaking 100 miles per hour. Yeah, I understand it, but I missed this. Okay, I can't repeat that. It's okay though, Alex. He has the most sales. Ooh, good job.
Ooh, I mean,
I
hey, he
was
does have the most sales in worldwide, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah, he'll have that. He
he.
can have that.
I
I,
mean,
I
no,
will
I
say I
mean,
was recently talking to a buddy of mine. Shout out to Kings Row Records out here. I think they're listening. I think he might be listening to this episode. But one of the things that we were talking recently about is, man, I don't know what it is, but this Young Blue and Drake, the Your Mind Still. Have you heard that?
Yeah, yeah,
Cannot shake that out of my head, man. I'll wake up in the morning. Listen, I wake up in the morning and I will literally, I'm getting ready because your mind still.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Cannot get it out of my head. And it is
Yeah.
ridiculous because I'm not even listening to it. It's been weeks, but that it just hits, man. It just
Yeah,
hits
yeah.
differently for sure. That Young Blue, I don't know what it is, but he's pretty good too, man.
Yeah, I like that song too. It kind of went too quick though. I feel like it didn't get the shine it should
Yeah,
have,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah. Typical. I
it,
agree with that. I'll give
yeah,
you
but I
that. That's
liked
right.
it.
That's true.
no.
Well, Alex, I
Right,
know you were
dude.
wanting to
My mom's
question.
spaghetti. What is it? Nah,
his
man.
feet are his hands are sweaty,
So
isn't it? His
sweetie.
hands are
Yeah, yeah, it
sweaty.
might, yeah,
He
hands.
got
Nah, but
stains.
nah, he's got a lot of bars, but
Did you
like
just
nothing
Google that?
really.
Did you just Google it? Bars
No,
by
no,
Eminem?
no.
Don't lie to
No,
me.
I went over here to see what people were saying, but honestly, I can't think of any that really stick out to me. Like from any, even you know what I'll say. Little Wayne, old school Little Wayne was. I mean, he was on fire. Like towards the end of his career,
Oh, that
I think
Cash
he
Money.
felt.
He was on
Yeah,
Cash Money
I think
before they didn't pay
he
him.
fell a little bit,
Yeah, he
and
used to be
Richard
my
can
favorite.
probably
He used to
yeah,
be my
probably
favorite
Richard
artist.
can agree with this. Is like his latest stuff. It just didn't seem as hot as it once was.
Yeah,
Maybe
like Eminem.
he already proved everything. Yeah, like Eminem, right? They already proved everything that they wanted to. So at this point, is like nah. It's like it's better like Drake. He puts out stuff when he really means to instead of putting stuff out there for no reason.
Yeah, I don't think Lil Wayne was that good at transitioning to the new sound of music now.
Yeah,
Like at least with Eminem, he kind of stays true to his sound and he doesn't really like change that
change.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah, Lil Wayne, he kind of tried to change a lot and it just is not it's not that good to me. But
yeah, but.
yeah.
Yeah, but dude, Carlos, this talk. We got a young fella here with us, so
A
I wanted
young
to
fella.
we wanted to pick his brains because we've been dating, we've been in a lot of
A
questions.
young whippersnapper.
Yeah,
We've
I'm out
been
here.
getting a lot of questions about dating and how it seems for like people around our age and
I believe Richard was the one who hinted you, Alex, that he wanted us to talk about dating at one point, and then we launched
Yeah.
off. I believe we launched off with we had a special
The
guest.
lady.
We
Yeah.
talked about how how dating was in her 30s. Richard, if anything,
It's a
what's
very
dating
different
like in
experience.
20s, man? Because we ain't talking about the 10s. She's too young for you, bro. No, no, no. It's just the 20s. What does that look like nowadays?
As from her experience to my experiences is a totally different experience. It's like
I know, right? Different
it's
worlds.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
It's got to be
Actually,
the age. It's got to be the age.
it's got to be the age, man. I swear, it's like nowadays. I guess it's the age, but it's like it's hard to really like date somebody in this like climate right now, especially with all like pop culture. Like you got the predominant like hip hop figures and stuff, women that kind of like make it, I guess, is empowering women to show more body or like be more expressive about their
More
sexuality and
sexies,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
stuff like that. So it's like I feel like the roles are kind of getting reversed now, where like the girls want to be the players and stuff like that. So
Interesting.
it's hard to really like, I guess, go out there and just date solely just one person or just talk to one person because it's like everybody's really talking to a lot of people.
My brother
Because
says
yeah,
they ain't
because
loyal.
Like,
they ain't loyal.
they're not loyal. It's like no
They're
loyalty.
not loyal. They're not
Like
loyal.
it's hard. It's hard, bro. Like okay, I'm single, right? And like I know a girl has a guy, like has a boyfriend or whatever, and she'll like send heart eyes and stuff to me on my pictures and stuff. It's just like at this point, like it's hard for you to trust. It's hard for you to trust a new girl because it's like she probably gonna do that to me. So
Yeah.
so it's like okay, well I'm not gonna put
So
myself.
so ho- so so you what is it? It all goes down to the DMs.
Yeah, I mean
So
I end
pretty
up
much
doing
it's like, hey,
something.
I see
It's
this.
like
Let's hook up. Let's go down to a bar or something. Or where do you guys go to like nowadays? Like, so say
mm,
you hit it off with the girl in the DMs. So like, what would you guys do? Like, where you guys go? Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's not really dates like that. It's just like come over.
yeah, got
Mm.
you. So it's
Oh, it's
Netflix
like
and chill.
Netflix and
It's not
chill.
even Netflix. It's not even
No,
Netflix.
I'm
From what
just
I've
saying.
read,
It's
listen, from
code
what I've
word.
gathered, it's not even Netflix anymore.
Yeah, it's a lot more forward. I feel like how she was kind of taken aback on how he was more like open on the first day, like the
Yeah,
last guest is
yeah.
like if I hit a girl like okay, like the girl that was in my
He
DMs
said
is
if I
like
had that girl.
first night she came over like that was it, and this is like I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to be if we supposed to be going on dates, but it's like it don't we don't take it
Oh,
slow no more.
yeah. No, it's I don't know what you're saying,
It's a war out
but
here.
but I
It's a war out
but
here.
I
It's like I'm just fighting to
but
He
I
said
feel
survive.
you.
it's a
I
war
feel you.
out here.
I'm
So
fighting to
so
survive,
I'm
technically,
bro.
getting
Like
wounded, he
so
said.
yeah,
technically
exactly.
we're skipping the movies, we're skipping the food. It's like, hey, what's
Okay,
going on?
it's
We're popping.
different.
Let's
So
do
so
it.
let me
No,
so
no,
let
it's
me let
different.
me get in this really quick, Richard, really quick. Do
Yeah.
you pay for the meal today?
Me personally, I pay, but
Okay.
I'll pay for friends. Like I'll pay. I like to just pay for like everything. Like if I go out with somebody. So for me, yeah, but I see like a lot of guys probably don't. But also like it's different. Like okay, let's just say one girl I was talking to or kind of like talking to now is like we both agreed it was just gonna be a casual thing, but we still went out to like I guess you could call it a date. We went out to like a little museum or whatever. That same day, first date, but she still came back to the crib, and it's just like it's don't like you don't look down on them no more. Like I guess I feel like y'all would kind of look down on someone on the first
No,
date.
I no, but
I felt like
is it
that way.
more?
I did. I felt that way as
Yeah,
well
but now
because
I
it's
feel like it's more accepted.
yes,
I
yes.
think it depends. I think it depends on what you're looking for. If you're
Mm-hmm.
about that, like you want to look down upon it, but if you're trying to find that Mrs. Right,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you would, right? Because you're in it for a different reason now.
Yeah.
but does your approach here's the other one. Here's the other one, Rich. Does your approach change when you see that this could be the one?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like if I see it, first off, I'll kind of know before I even approach them. Like they like okay, like I'll judge them based off of what they post on Instagram. If they posting them twerking and stuff like that, it's like okay, well
Oh,
I'm just gonna hit you. That's it. But like
Mm.
if
like
you show like
in
some
the jaw.
nah, not like that. I don't know about that. But it's like
Carlos, I don't know. We don't know what your kinky stuff you're
You
into over
young
there.
whippersnappers have your
No
own
kink, no kink
language.
shaming, no kink shaming. If you're into it, you're into
if
it.
you
Do you,
into it,
boo boo?
hey, that's you. But like,
Oh,
if I see her have a little respect about herself, not even respect about herself, but I like a girl that's more like
Classy,
conservative.
classy.
Yeah, classy, exactly. Has some more
like a
class.
cat,
I
like
mean,
a
Thank you.
they
cat.
can be
Doesn't
sexy.
want you
They
all
can be
over her.
sexy but classy, right?
Exactly. Classy. Then it's like, okay, I'll take you on a date. I'll like honestly, I'll still try. Like, you want to come over? If she says no, then it's okay. But it's like I'll still Knowing me, I'll still probably try something,
Okay,
but
so here goes to another thing that me and Carlos were discussing. You know, in some of these conversations, I don't know if we said it in the podcast or anything,
Mhm.
but so at what point? Because we were trying to, you know, for a buddy of ours, we were trying to give him some advice. But
Oh
at
God.
what point do say you got a girl, right? At what point do
Mhm.
you expect something more to happen? Say this is a girl that's been like, oh, hey, you want to come over? And she's like, no. Like, maybe you go on a second date, you're like, hey, do you want to come over now, or whatever? At what point do you say
He's
it's like,
using you at
okay,
that point.
I'm wasting my time if you don't want to come over? Is that the third
Exactly.
date, fourth date,
Nah,
fifth
it's
date?
first
What?
date. It's just like you're not coming over the first date. You're using me. It's like, oh, you just want a friend.
Dang.
No, I'm playing.
Bars.
I'm playing.
Yeah.
I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm
Bars.
playing. I'm
I was gonna
playing.
say, dang,
I'm
okay.
playing. No, it's like you gotta really. I mean, it depends on how much you actually like this girl. So,
Well, like
like for
three
me,
dates, maybe.
3 1/4.
honestly, I would
Give her
3 days. I'm
more.
trying to think of the girl that I actually want to be with. If it was like 3 days, I guess, but it's like it's more
Or
of a
you take it
process.
slow
I'm
at
not
that
really,
point. At that point,
yeah,
you
you
is
kind of take it
either.
slow.
Yeah, I was gonna say either that point is like you're super interested in this girl and you're gonna take it slow. You're like, okay, this chick is not like that. I'm gonna take it slow, or I guess it depends on what
You
you're
gotta
looking for at the
you
moment,
gotta play
right?
it by ear because it's like she got to give you some type of sign. If she's just like, no, I'm not coming over, but we can go skate or we can go bowl, it's just like at this point you're just using me for a good time. But like if you come over, we
Mm-hmm.
don't even gotta have sex or nothing. But like if you want to
You
just
want to
chill,
hang out.
kind
Yeah.
of, yeah, exactly. Then it's like, okay, I get it now. But you
Get a
gotta,
little bit more intimate, right? But
right,
not
right. We
fully all
gotta
the
be
way. Yeah, yeah,
exactly. But if you're not giving me none of those signs, you just want me to take you out to eat. It's like, okay, now you're using me.
yeah. This ain't no free meal now.
Right, exactly. So yeah, you got to kind of play it by ear on it, what they're giving you. But
So do
So
you
is
do
that
you
when you?
do? Go ahead, Alice. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say. So that's when you whip out that Tesla. You rent out that Tesla, the
you
Get on
talking
what
about
Turo. You get
what you
on
the
talking about?
Turo.
Toro. You take her out on a nice date. It was
I will only do that for like top notch girls. Like I'm not doing that every time.
gotcha.
I'll do that for like someone I really want. Yeah, I'll do that. I don't care. It's like
So right now, are you looking for somebody to take it slow, or you just kind of enjoying yourself, just at being in the moment?
I'm looking for someone. Yeah, someone that.
Okay.
But it's hard to find. Like I feel like it's
Yeah.
real hard to find what I want, especially nowadays. But we'll see. We'll see. But like I'm still doing my thing on the side until I find her.
So let
Nah,
me
that's
ask
good.
you this, Richard, really quick.
Hmm.
Let's say you do find the one. Do you
Hmm.
focus on breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Right off the bat, right? I mean, first
Like
date,
as a
you got to
date.
figure out
Oh,
what you're gonna do. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
probably like um lunch, like not a brunch, like a lunch is dinner side type. Like
Yeah,
maybe
like a
like
late
yeah,
lunch,
late
right?
lunch. Yeah, yeah,
Like a dinner.
yeah. That exactly,
Okay, okay,
exactly.
okay.
So
So
where
that's
it's
kind
like
of
How high scale do you go? Do you go Cracker Barrel? I'm
just
just being
somebody I
honest.
really want.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You go Cracker
Mhm.
Barrel. You go what's that other one we like, Alex? Fresh what's the other one?
first watch.
First Watch. Do you
Mhm.
go STK, right? You that was a big broad jump.
Oh,
You
dude,
go tacos, right?
he just took it from like from here and he just went up to the sky.
I want to know.
Yeah, I
I
never heard
want to
of
know
STK.
when it comes to the one that you want. Where do you go for dinner? And if it's one that you're just like, man, I'm not really. We'll give
Actually,
it a shot.
I need
Where do you
y'all
go?
advice on this because, like, someone I really want, I have a bad habit of like doing too much. Like, we'll go to like you said, like Fogo de Chao, something like that.
Oh man,
It's
right
like
Mhm.
off the
it's a
bat,
little bit too much, but it's like
Yeah, it's
I kind of want to impress her.
definitely yeah, but definitely
and they know that.
for a lunch.
Yeah,
No, but here, look, let's dissect that a little bit, right? Because I think Fogo de Chao and by the way, people who are not from this area, from Georgia, that's kind of more Brazilian steakhouse, right? And we all know that it's all you can eat steak. It's pricey to get in, but I think for maybe for a date, that's a
I
lot of
thought Fogo
food,
de
right?
Chao was national. I don't know. My bad.
It could be, but I'm just saying for our listeners out there because we got them from all over the world.
Yeah,
yeah.
Um,
Brazilian steakhouse. Yeah, yeah,
it,
yeah.
so I was just trying to point out that it's a Brazilian steakhouse place. They bring food. They until you tell them no obrigado, right? That means like no, I'm full, no thank you. But
No
Oh,
mind.
basically, I think maybe for Yeah, for a first date, I think it's maybe too much food, man. I think you tip it
Mm.
more classy, more like an STK, more like a sushi. If they're into sushi, you
unless
find
she
these
brings that, unless she brings that faja, you know what I mean? You know what
What's
that
that?
faja is, right?
What's that?
That body belt, you know what I mean?
nah,
Oh.
dude. You don't want to get them too full, cause what if you're like, ah, you want to hit
Busted
back to the
buttons in
crib,
the middle of dinner.
boom.
That's why you always take him to like a late lunch. So it's like you can't say it's too late. You gotta limit the excuses. Like you want to come to the crib, it's like, oh, it's too late. I got work. It's like, okay, it's 6 o'clock. Like what are you saying? You see what I'm
Yeah,
Oh,
saying?
so
yeah,
what you're
yeah.
doing? So let me ask you this. Okay,
That's
That's
now
all a
smart, man.
plan.
That's
That's all a
smart.
I
plan.
Out
That's
see
all
there.
a
that
plan.
strategy. I see the
You get 'em. That's how
strategy.
you get
The
them.
strategy is
Yeah, I
the
see. I like it.
strategy
I
is
like it.
I can't
let's
help
get it.
everybody out though.
Let's make this happen before she comes up with an excuse. Is what you're
Can't have no
saying?
excuses. It's like, yeah, it's like eliminates the excuses. It's like just be
Interesting.
real. If you don't
Yeah,
want to
because
come, you
if you go to a place in Atlanta or something and it's already 7 o'clock by the time you get there, you get the
exactly
table, say it's 8:30, by the time you finish and everything is 9, 10 o'clock, they're gonna be like, oh, it's kind of late. I got work.
right,
But
right.
if you go that afternoon, right, where you're at 4, you're like, well, what do you mean? We just finished at 5:30, at 6 o'clock. I mean, what? You
That's
still
Exactly.
got
just
plenty of time.
tactical. That's just
Exactly. Oh,
Dude,
tactical.
that's so smart.
that's how
Man,
you
that's
get them.
so
That's how you
tactical.
get them. That's what I'm saying.
My
See?
goodness. Crack a barrel and chill.
Like, okay, what do y'all think about this though? So I took this girl out. We went to, it was nothing crazy. Like it was just something simple. We went to like a drive-in movie.
Okay.
After the movie, she came back to the crib. She spent the night and we ain't do nothing. What's that? What's that all about, right?
She's homeless.
But it's like, why spend the night at that point? I don't get it.
But here's the thing. Now listen, and Alex, you can jump in any minute. I will say that could have been a test,
So she testing me.
right? Well, number one, it could have been a test, but I'll also say she's building trust,
hmm So what do you
right?
think the test? What was she testing?
Well, will he, respect, right?
Okay,
The,
yeah, yeah. We
these
try to.
boundaries, yeah, if you've never had the conversation of where these boundaries go, she
Yeah,
may be testing, will he go against those boundaries if I've already established those? Which
yeah,
means that if you do go against them and those have already been laid out, then she knows she can't trust
yeah. That's good. I mean,
But
that makes sense. But it's just like once you test those boundaries, it's like okay, then tomorrow I got boundaries. Don't text me. That's my boundary.
you.
We're
See,
not
Well,
texting.
that's what I was saying. I was gonna ask that. Did you guys do a second date? Did you guys
No,
talk, or it just died at that point?
was it
it
weird?
died. No, it wasn't weird. It was like it
Okay.
was okay.
Did
We
you
was cool
cuddle
after
at least?
a little bit. Yeah, we cuddled, but it's
Okay.
like we just cuddled. But
We
I
don't want
mean,
details, Alex. Come on, man.
No, I'm
What's
just
going
asking,
on
like,
right now,
because he
man?
just
What's going
because
on right now?
no,
no,
I mean,
I'm just saying because
I wasn't mad or anything about it. It was just confusing to me. It's like, why? What's the point? Like, what's the point? What's the
yeah,
point of you spend a night? Like, we could hang out. You come back and we can hang out. But for you to spend a night and stuff, it don't really make sense.
So she sent a signal that you didn't know how to take.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, so she
So,
comes over and we're like in the
uh-huh.
middle of like getting started, like kissing and stuff. And then she like turns over, is like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep. It's just like, go home.
mm.
You know what I'm
so,
saying?
You ain't gotta go home, but you gotta leave my room right here. You gotta leave
so
my
Yeah.
house.
after that, so after that, you haven't talked to her. You haven't even nothing. You haven't talked. Text. How you doing?
Yeah, we texted like, hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. But it's like whenever it gets to the point where you want to go out again, I just don't like I won't reply or like make an excuse or something.
Yeah, you're not looking to pay for a free dinner or
Exactly.
a free late lunch or whatever.
But here's
Yeah, that's not
let me
me.
jump in. Let me jump in and say this. Let me just for a minute. Let me
Plus, I didn't
put
see
the
progress with her. That's
yeah
why.
yeah. Let me put this on. What if she was trying to give you something you maybe not used to?
What you mean?
What if she was trying to show you that she's different?
It's like I don't want that from you. Like she wasn't the type. She wasn't the one that I
Oh, she
wanted as.
wasn't the type. Oh, okay, then yeah. Move on. Bye.
Yeah, move on. See you later. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't waste your
exactly.
time. If
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
not going anywhere. I don't. Just let's move
Yeah.
on.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So we've covered that. So let me ask you this: after a date, Richard, Do you text the next day, or do you wait a couple days?
I was bad about. What we talking about? Like if I don't hit.
Uh,
No, just in general.
Actually, go
Just,
ahead. Go. No, no, no. You might as well. Yeah, you did. You did.
Yeah. So I mean, now I do. I try and say like a good morning text, but I wasn't in the past, and then I was wondering why they were getting mad at me. So my mom told me, it's like, bro, you gotta start sending at least a good morning. It's like, oh, okay. Like I would just do it, and then like I'll text them later, like whenever I felt like talking to them, like if I see them post something and I can comment, say something on their post, or like just a normal conversation. I didn't think about like, oh, good morning, how was your day? Hope you had a good day, or blah blah blah. It's just like,
I mean, because you just shared a moment of intimacy.
yeah,
that's what you call
she
it.
gave her a piece of herself to you, right?
I mean,
Oh, so
she
She's
did.
expecting
I mean,
something.
no. She didn't give a piece of herself to me. No, that ain't how it works. Nowadays, that ain't how it works. It's just like
Well,
you took
they
a piece of
still
me.
no,
but
no, no.
here's the
I
thing:
think
they're
in
still
their
an
mind,
emotion.
it's still
Listen, you cannot,
yeah.
and I'm gonna say this for a minute. I'm sorry, Alex. I gotta say this. You
No, say it.
cannot go to that level, Richard, and
Mhm.
not be emotionally into it.
No, you can. You definitely can. Yeah, you definitely can.
And if you can, here's the thing: if you can, then it don't mean nothing.
Yeah, it don't mean nothing. It's like would I rather or would I rather just do this? It's
That
like
did not
okay,
just happen. That the man
I'd rather
did
do
not just
this.
say that.
I'd rather do this. It's like it's hard to explain, but it's just like okay,
I
I
guess
could.
it's a different world. It's a different world, I guess,
No,
from
it's like no. I can. I guarantee y'all can agree. If you like, it's post nut clarity. You ever heard of that? Where it's
Yeah,
like,
I hear you. I
I'm
hear
about
you.
to hit this girl up. I'm about to hit this girl up.
Alex, say it slower for Alex, really quick.
no,
Yeah,
no. I got it. I know exactly what you're talking about, Richard.
yeah. So I'm about to hit this girl up. Then it's like, I really look at her like, oh, she's kind of ugly. Go to the bathroom, do what I do, come back out. It's like, oh, I'm glad I didn't hit her up. Now I don't even feel like hitting her up. It's like that.
Mm.
I've
You
had
know
it
what?
where a
can,
girl was on her way over.
there
I
used.
went to the bathroom, got done, then I act like I was asleep when she got here. Just like
Oh,
Let
that.
me tell you this, Richard. You're gonna love this little story. Story time.
Let's do
story
it.
time.
So we threw a party at
Oh, this is young.
sorry Mama Carlos. We threw a party at
Oh,
your house back in when we were in our young teenage rebel years. We threw a party at Carlos' his parents' house, and everybody was getting lit up, and it was kind of chaotic because we had so many people over. Um, and there was a buddy of us that was kind of
I'm
drunk,
sorry,
and
Mama.
yeah, he was messing with this chick, and we were like, man, this chick is ugly, bro.
hmm.
She's ugly. I mean, because there's some cute girls out there, but she was just ugly. And we are like,
This
dude,
one
what are
in
you?
particular was disgustingly ugly.
Oh,
She was
disgusting. Oh,
she was
oh,
ugly,
oh,
bro.
oh.
And we try to tell him, it's like, dude, what are you doing? This is not your. And he's like, nah, dude, she's inside. She's peeking.
Just scream from the inside.
Anyways, I don't know
Wait,
what
what did he
happened.
say? What did he say?
She said, oh, it's inside. Like it doesn't matter.
Oh, oh, it's
Hey,
okay.
we gotta work on this when you edit this, by the
Okay.
way.
No, but hold
No,
on.
it's good. That's fine, right?
Because
Yeah,
I remember I left the party for a little while. Do you remember that?
you did, and then some other
I left to
shit,
do some things and I came back. Yeah.
some other crazy stuff started happening, and we had people running down the hall. People saying like, "What's going on?" But anyways, the point was that
Oh
the next
man.
morning, because we all were like pretty hammered, and then he wakes up and he's like, and we're like, "Try to tell you, bro. We try to tell you." He was
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
and he basically got up, tippy toed, and jetted out of that
Get it
place.
out.
But it's like
Get it
we
out.
warned you. Yeah, we warned you.
Exactly.
But
Yeah. I mean, we all
So
have those, right? Where we're not really like too proud of
look,
them.
no. And that's the thing is, and here's the best part about that, Richard, is that you recognize that those moments happen and that you're
Yeah.
not proud of them, right? And
Yeah.
and I think I don't know, man. When you think about dating in your 20s, I think this approach has kind of cheapened what the 20s look like in
Mm,
dating. Like the value of dating in your 20s because of this, I don't know if we can call it culture or just the climate, right? The
mm-hmm.
climate of the time, it has, because this could take place, right? I mean, that's the whole point of Tinder, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the whole
Yeah.
point of DMs, right?
Yeah.
The only reason you jump in DMs is to say something you don't want to say it out loud, right?
It's kind of like just easy access to them. So
Yeah,
it's like, yeah,
easy
just
access, opportunity to just say what you need to
yeah.
say and see where it goes. But I believe that the culture and the temperature that you're in, or that the times that we're living in your 20s, because of that, it cheapens the dating process,
I can understand that. Yeah.
right? It cheapens the dating process so much that you get to a point, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you're like, man, that's not even worth it no more,
Oh no, that's definitely true.
right?
Wait, wait,
Man,
wait,
what's the
wait, wait,
point?
wait. What's not worth it? What do you mean?
Like dating, like really taking dating in the way a woman should be courted. Like when you hear your parents
Like
say, when you take a woman out, you got to open the door,
Yeah.
you got to take her out in a real
like
nice restaurant.
that
You
high
gotta,
school dating,
yeah, you
right? Where you
pull the
pick them up,
chair,
go to
right?
dinner, you take them back home, you have a little conversation in the car, you drop them off, and you're on your way,
You
and you
don't even
repeat that
kiss on the
over and
first
over.
date,
Yeah,
right?
Mm-hmm.
it takes all
Yeah.
that connection build up, I guess, out of the equation.
It's just hard to. I think it makes it harder to find someone that's worth all that. It's just like you gonna let the next guy just hit quick. So why am I finna do all this?
Yeah,
Again,
That's
it
why
cheapens the process. Yep, yep.
it
yeah, it
makes it
cheapens the
like, what's the
process for
point?
sure.
But it's
There's
like,
no chemistry build up
Uh-uh.
prior to that. It's
mm-hmm.
that, and then the chemistry buildup happens after that if you're both are into it at that point, I guess.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I tend to look at relationships in a business way. Now, stick with me. Those that are listening, stick
It's like
with
a
me on
business
this, right?
transaction.
It's a
Right. This is
transaction for him.
very
Exactly.
Everything's transactional.
transactional, right?
Yeah.
Very
Sorry, Adriana,
transactional.
if you're listening, don't pay no attention. Turn it off.
Listen, check this
Go.
out. It's so transactional that in sales, let's just break down in sales real quick. You Before you can execute a sale, right? You got to find a prospect, right?
Yeah.
So, how do you prospect in 2021, Richard? Like, do you just get on Instagram and find, friends that you're on, or their friends, or, oh, I believe I know that person? Like, what does the prospecting process look like for you?
For me, it's
Because
yeah,
I believe
mainly
our previous guest was on farmersonly.com, right? She said farmers only, or what was it? No, Christian.
No,
Christian
she
My
was.
bad,
Mingle,
Christian Mingle, Christian Mingle. My bad,
plenty
my
of
bad.
fish.
Not farmers only. My bad.
She was.
My bad. I know you're listening, Nancy. I'm so sorry. That's not what I meant. Like it's part of that family. Like it's Christian Singles is part of that farmers, all that. I mean, those guys, they know exactly how to make that money. But honestly, what's your prospecting process look like?
I just go by like their Instagram, their story on their Instagram, see what I like, what I don't like, or if like they come to me, then I'll just see what they post, blah blah blah, like that. Like, I mean, I have like, let's just say two people where I really look at like, okay, I would want them as like a future like partner, but
Yeah,
everybody
the
else,
Mrs.
eh,
Banks.
well, I don't know about all that yet, but like actually dating, making my girlfriend, yeah. But as for everybody else, it's just like I don't really know. Like I see
Mm.
you, I see you, you got a boyfriend, you hitting me up. Like I have no like kind of respect at that point.
When she's got a man.
You got a whole boyfriend, but yeah, you sending like hard eyes and stuff to me is like, okay, at the end of the day, you're cheating.
Okay. Oh, so well, let's now that you said that, you kind of opened up a little bit of can here. Let's flush that out a
Look at
minute.
Alex.
No, for real. Let's flush this out for a minute. Right. Hang on now. What is considered cheating in your 20s nowadays? Because that is a
Oh, my
form
20s.
you see it right now, that you say, hey, you got a man and you sending me hard eyes, that's cheating. You ain't
I
loyal.
mean, yeah, I definitely say that's not loyalty because it's just like if I have a girlfriend, I don't want her sending hard eyes to another guy while she's like, I don't know, that's just lame to me. Like, what are you doing?
What
But
if
so,
you send those hard eyes? Same thing?
oh, I'm sending them. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the same thing, but I'll still send them.
But he doesn't have somebody that, right?
What?
You're single.
And I'm single
So
now. I'm single
But
because of that.
what if you talking to somebody and this, this has potential? Do you still
Mm.
send them?
Temptation is like hard, so it's
That's the
like
answer is yes. I
this.
see. Okay.
No, like I'll send them. I'll send them if I'm talking to someone I see potential. Okay, if we talk about two particular people that I see potential with, probably not with them, but like if Like, yeah, if I see potential, probably not now, but past me, yeah, I probably
Okay.
would. But I learned a valuable lesson in my last relationship. So it's like I don't want to take that.
So what's the valuable
Yeah,
lesson
let's
that maybe
break that down. You done
somebody can
opened it
get it?
up. Yeah, yeah.
It's just like, okay, let's just say you doing something. Is you got to kind of take the other person's feelings into account. So like, yeah, you like, to you it may not mean nothing, as in like sending the hard
Mhm.
eyes or doing or hanging out or something. It may not mean nothing to you, but then to them, you got to look at how they're gonna see it and how that may hurt them if they find out and this and that. So it's
Yeah,
like,
taking her feelings into
Yeah,
account
and
because she's your
consideration.
partner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
consideration.
Yeah,
exactly
no,
right,
it makes
right.
sense. Yeah.
Because then it's like, okay, you don't take her feelings into account. So what how you gonna feel when she doesn't take yours into account?
Mm.
So if she does
Hmm.
something back and it hurts you, then it kind of makes you realize like, oh, okay, maybe I was hurting her the whole time. So that kind of, that kind of opens your eyes. But then again, it's also like, say you're in a relationship, it's like Chick-fil-A is my favorite restaurant. I'm in this relationship.
True.
You're my Chick-fil-A. But if I go to Chick-fil-A every single day, I could change stuff that I get on the menu, but it's still like I need some McDonald's today. I need some Zaxby's tomorrow. So sometimes you need your little sweets. How you feel
So,
about that?
Alex, you want to answer that question?
Did you just hear what my man said? Did
He
you
did.
listen to what he said?
It makes sense, right? Like,
So so
Alex, do you
so
eat
look,
one restaurant every day? Your favorite restaurant? Can you eat it every day, 24/7 for the rest of your life?
hey man, listen,
I couldn't.
listen. Yeah.
Man, I
No, so
love
we're
Chick Fil
talking
A,
about
man. I can't lie.
That's what I'm
no,
saying.
so listen,
You
he's
need a
talking about
variety.
relationship, right? So for example, if you've been in a relationship for so long, so he's talking about like, well, that other McDonald's looks pretty good. I
McDonald's
mean,
is
you
Oh
can
good
you can
no,
for a
no, the
day.
ice
no no
cream
no no,
machine
you're not
never
No,
fails.
understanding.
like,
He's talking about your lady, right? If you've been married for such a long time, that's his Chick-fil-A. And
Yeah,
then, but
I
this
love
other chick is
Chick-fil-A.
your McDonald's, right? Is your
Yeah.
we
McDonald's.
knew
Sometimes
that,
you that other
Alex.
chick, huh?
We knew
No, but
that.
he's talking. Well, I'm just saying because you're over there talking about like, hey,
I'm messing around. No, no,
no,
no. I
I'm
hear
just
you. I hear
saying,
you. So,
but I just
so
want to make sure you
with that,
understand the
no,
question.
no, absolutely, no, no, no. He's using it as a symbolic, it's symbolism, real quick. So it's a great metaphor,
Thanks.
if anything, right?
You
But let
can
me ask
Thought of it
appreciate that
myself.
McDonald's, but doesn't mean you gotta be know where you're at, man. You gotta know
No, because it's
what
like,
you have.
I love this Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, I love you so much.
But
This
Chick-fil-A
McDonald's, I don't
brings a
care
lot of
about the
value.
McDonald's. I don't care about this McDonald's. I just want
no.
some ice cream real quick.
Mm.
I'm not gonna go back
Mhm.
tomorrow.
So with that being said, when you find the one, Richard,
Mm-hmm.
as you're eating at
Mm-hmm.
Chick-fil-A, and all of a sudden you say, you know what would really go really well with this meal right now is McDonald's. I
Mm-hmm.
could use some of those fries instead of these waffle fries. I could take those
Exactly.
paper thin French fries at McDonald's and trade them in for these waffle fries for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You would?
This is like okay. Once you have
Ladies,
Chick,
listen up.
yeah, ladies, listen. If you have Chick-fil-A every single day, and ladies, you can attest to this. You agree? It's like that Chick-fil-A stops having that same spark that it used to. Them waffle fries don't taste like waffle fries no more. That chicken sandwich doesn't really taste like a chicken sandwich no more. Now you want the fish fillet or the McChicken, McRib.
Ugh.
Get the McChicken, and then yeah, see you do that, then it's like now I appreciate the Chick-fil-A more. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
But by you going over to that ice cream, that McDonald's, you lost that favorite Chick-fil-A you loved.
Gone.
It's
Now it's a
gone,
gamble.
bro.
It's like a
So
little
now
gamble.
it's a gamble,
Mm-hmm.
but you got to be willing to lose that in order to go get that McDonald's or that
Right.
ice cream, right? Because once you get it, and then Chick-fil-A finds out,
It's just not
Chick-fil-A is
worth it.
gone. And
Exactly.
then at that point, it was your favorite meal. You're like, man, why did I do that? So you
Yeah.
gotta be really, you gotta
Committed.
commit. You gotta
Committed.
Mhm.
commit at that point
You
because
got to leave relationship issues at the door, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I
nah,
mean, that's
it's tough, man. So
exactly.
I
That's a
would
good point,
say
though.
once you get to that level, Richard, you'll find that you want to keep that Chick-fil-A. And yeah, you can look to see it's like, but I got something better. And then
Mm.
that's what I will leave it at.
You know
What
what?
if
You know
what
what?
if it's
Also,
Fogo de Chao though?
What?
What if it's like a Fogo de Chao or Sundial or something? It's like, okay,
I
I can
mean,
I can
it,
go
it,
over
it,
here. What do you think
you
about
know
that?
what?
I think this is the point where we're gonna
It's a little
agree to
model.
Agree to
disagree.
disagree.
It's a little model over there. You just want to take a little bite.
you know what I you know what I will say on this point. I will say something on this point is when those waffle fries just don't taste like waffle fries anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Here is where we go wrong, right? And this is a could be a male thing, could be a communication problem, could be
Females cheat a lot as well.
yeah, yeah. I will say this: when that does happen, you got to talk about
Mm.
it. If you want it to work, you've got to talk about it and say, "Hey, these waffle fries just don't taste the same." Because here's the thing: the reason they don't taste the same, bear with me, the reason they do not taste the same is because somehow along the way, the flavor has been cheapened. Something has happened to you in that moment. Could be you, could be the other party, but something has created this division that makes you say, it just doesn't taste the same anymore. Something
Mm.
has changed in the way the process of that fry was made, right? Therefore, when you have that conversation, when you have that talk, then that is in those moments where you can fix those ingredients, right?
Mm-hmm.
Review that process once again and get that waffle fry to taste the way it used to. But when you don't have those communications, right? When you
Mm-hmm.
don't have those real adult talks in a relationship, whether you're married or not, those waffle fries will never taste the same because you both walked away with expectations that you never talked about at the end of the day.
Mm. That's a good point. It is like, but it also takes them receiving that
Oh,
talk
yes,
as
that is
And
well.
key.
it's gonna go both ways, right? You gotta
Yes.
be able to receive
Right.
some criticism too of what you did to be able to change that sauce or those ingredients to bring it back to what
Too
it
much
once was,
sauce.
right?
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, it's like with all that, my philosophy now that I understand, it's hard to just commit to one person
Mm,
because it's just
mm.
like the trust in the 20s is kind
Damaged.
of messed up. Yeah, because it's like, okay,
Yeah, I mean, you still got time on your side to find the Mrs. Right. And I appreciate your insight from a younger perspective because
Young
obviously,
buck.
yeah, Carlos and I, we're in committed relationships and it's just a little
hit
different
them and
than
quit
some of
them.
the time. But
That's it.
no, I appreciate it, dude.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Let's switch topics a little bit
Let's
and talk
do it.
about financing. Finances. I don't know if
Uh,
you listen to a couple of our shows, and I know we talked about in some other financial stuff. Uh,
Hmm.
what do you take? What do you tell any of our
what are you
young
pulling? What are you
audience?
pulling?
Yeah, what information you found that it's good? Have you implemented anything that we've talked about or your own strategies? Um, where are you investing in? Give us a
Have you
little bit of insight of
considered?
what
My
you doing.
For me, I think the best thing that I took from you guys was I think this was your idea, Alex, where you kind of have a couple separate accounts, like your
Yeah, yeah,
savings
yeah, yeah, yeah.
account. You keep one account just for bills, and then one account for like your fun stuff or whatever. That's what I do. Like I have just a savings account that I just put my bills into, and then I have my regular checkings. Then I have another savings where it's just where I never touch it, and then I have a couple investment accounts. Yeah, so
And
I kind of
what are you using as far as the investment side?
and I do the same thing on the investment side because I found that kind of helps me. Like, I have three accounts. So one is Weeble, and then I'll have like all my dividend stocks in there.
Okay.
Then Robinhood, I have a couple like stocks that I expect to go up a lot, like speculative stocks. And then I have a third one. It only has like three stocks in it, but I couldn't find those in the other one. So like I wasn't able to trade. It was like a weed stock or something or cannabis stock.
Hmm.
I wasn't able to trade it in the other two. So I just opened up the Fidelity account and that allowed me to trade that one.
Oh,
So
good,
No, that's a
good,
good
good.
one.
Glad you did that.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Fidelity. Yeah. So did you find it? And obviously, you're not throwing. I'm just gonna go on a whim. You're not throwing thousands of dollars into it. You're taking just a little portions here and there, and seeing the slowly increase. Am I wrong, or you actually going deep?
With the
You going
stimulus,
modest?
How
putting all
aggressive,
my
how
stimuluses
modest is
in
your
there.
mix?
I'm putting all my stimuluses in there, but before there, then yeah, I was being like modest. But when I got the stimulus, is like it's free money, and obviously, since you're getting all this free money, you know that money is going to depreciate. So you might as well put it somewhere that's going to grow. So then I just threw it into some stocks. They've been performing pretty well. So yeah, I've been doing pretty
I
good
mean,
now.
so you definitely encourage anybody to just take it slow if you're new, and just
Yeah,
hop onto one of these apps and just kind of start looking at like some dividend stocks, some like Johnson and Johnson, and just buying percentages, and just slowly start building your portfolio, even if it's $100 a month, right? I mean,
yeah.
wouldn't you say like that? That's a good someone
I
that's
would take it
starting like your
slow.
age, or
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. Like my age, I would take it slow. Maybe find I would say max like 5 stocks, 5 companies. If you go any higher than that, then it's like you you don't have enough money to really get a big stake in that many companies. So I would say maybe 3 to 5, and then you can kind of research a lot, know a lot about those companies, and then you'll have more like information on what investments you're making. So yeah, I would do a little bit here and there, and then you'll just turn around and see it grow. Like let's just say like last year around this time, I had 300 in one account, and now it's at 3,000, and it was
Good,
just
Mhm.
good.
slow,
10x
slow.
It's
right
the
there.
snowball effect, right? You
Yeah,
start
It
seeing like
is.
slowly increases, and then it keeps going.
yeah,
No, dude, I definitely appreciate you taking that advice as far as the accounts go, because I find it that if you're not doing it like Carlos, where he's keeping everything in spreadsheets and money pending, where it's all supposed to go out but not, but then you went to you have everything in one account, and then you're going like on, say, your wants movie theater, whatever, Top Golf, or whatever you're doing.
hmm
I find it that it's a little bit harder, but once
Gets
you
out of
do
hand.
like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, when you do the splits accounts, right, and you already took that money, hey, this is money that I can't spend, so it kind of keeps you a little bit in check. So no, I think that really helps me, and I'm glad that it helps you as well. And
yeah,
anybody out there that hasn't tried it, that can't follow, I mean, not that you can't follow, but have a hard Excel sheet or record booking like Carlos does, I think that simplifies it, and it's a good strategy out there, and I'm glad that you're doing it, and maybe somebody else will take into like, okay, well, maybe there's another person out there doing it.
yeah.
The
And not
most
only
important
that, it
thing
helps you see
that,
progress.
yes, yes. And
It'll
that's the
help you
thing.
see more progress. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, that's exactly what needs to happen, Richard and Alex. I couldn't agree more. The fact that you have a strategy is what will take you to the next level, right? listen, listen, the
No,
fact that you
strategy
have a
go.
strategy, the fact that you have a strategy, Richard, is
Yep.
is the most important thing. Some people will take money and just throw it in the stock market and say, "Well, let's see how I end today. Let's see how I end in 3 months." If
hmm
you do that, then you might as well just throw that money away. Throw it out the window as you're driving down 85, right? At
Yeah.
some point, you've got to have a strategy, because when there is strategy, that means there's a plan. And if there is a plan, that means you know where you're going, right? As long as you create those roadmaps, as long as you have items in your, the way I see it is, as long as you have coins in that piggy bank, what matters is that the strategy is there, that you're making those deposits, that you're diversifying your portfolio, that you're keeping your accounts separate. Again, strategy matters. You cannot live, I mean, the life that we're living in today, I mean, you cannot just say, oh, well, it's just going to sit there and see what happens. If you live
Right.
that way, then you plan to fail, right? So
Yeah.
the good thing is that you are making a plan. You've got a plan in place so you can succeed. So no matter which route you take, the important part is that you've got a strategy, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people my age don't really think ahead, think about like it's more about, oh, can I get this Gucci purse, or can I get these nice shoes, instead of thinking like, oh, in maybe 2 months I'll have double that money if I do this or that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people kind of want that quick gratification instead. So I mean, to each his own,
Especially
I
everything,
guess.
especially everything that you see on Instagram. Everybody
Definitely.
all of a sudden is a millionaire, right?
Mhm.
Everybody's always got it figured out on there. Everybody's got something. Again, it's
It's
don't
all
always
fake.
believe Yeah, it is. It is. Again, what matters at the end of the day is what works for you. That's it.
Exactly. Like some people think I got a Tesla on Instagram. It's life. It's fake. Sometimes it's real. Sometimes it's fake. Right,
It's
Alex?
Toro, right? It's Toro. I mean, it's
Ah,
and you can get those wants. Nobody's saying, and people out there is like nobody's saying
yeah,
that you
no,
can't get those wants. You can't get that
absolutely.
Gucci bag, whatever, right? But it's
Mhm.
it's about having that strategy, like you're saying, where you're taking care of you first, and then
Right.
you're taking that the 20%. I think Cardinals yours is 20%, right, of
Yeah,
your
man.
wants. Well,
Yeah, man.
well, take that 20%, and then you could throw that, save that up, and then when you got enough, you go buy that Gucci, but because that was a 20% you wanted for your wants.
Right.
But you also took care of your savings that you were doing, and once you hit that savings number, you took it and put it in investments because you was like, okay, this is where I wanted to be as far as my savings number, right? And then this is the number that I want to. Everything else from here is investment. Put it in that 5 stocks that you have and growing those, growing those. And guess what? Then they're paying higher dividends. Then you're doing this. Okay, now you can go into that other stock, and then suddenly you went from 300 to 3,000 in one of your accounts, and then it's
Mhm.
gonna keep going, right? Because it's steadily going.
Right.
30, 40 years from now, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm sitting like 100 and some thousand. You're gonna be like, how do I get there? Oh, because you started with $300.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And
I've always
a
said,
lot of it has like, especially for the younger people, is like you gotta have priorities. Get your priorities in check. Like I've seen a lot of times, like I'll be on Instagram and I'll see someone, they'll have all the Gucci, Burberry stuff on, and then maybe next week they'll be like, "Hey, can someone send me $10 to get lunch?" It's just like, come on. I've literally seen that. It's just like, what is
oh
wrong with
man.
you?
And I've said that. I think I've said this on the show. I can't remember, but I've always said a good rule of thumb is if you can't buy two, then you can't afford it.
You said it on
Mm,
the show. Yeah.
yeah,
If you cannot buy two, then you can't afford it. That's
Oh,
just a
actually, you know
reality.
what?
that's tough.
You haven't
It
said on the
is.
show. You said it before we launched the podcast. We did a couple trial shows just to get in the rhythm and see how this is, if we really wanted to go with this or not. And I think that's what you said in one of the shows that we didn't set out live, right? But yeah, that's one of Cardinals rules right there. If you can't buy two, don't buy one.
So if
Right.
I see you in that G wagon, you can get me one
Oh
too.
man,
Yeah,
man,
Yeah,
I
that's
I
don't
mean,
know. That may not happen, Richard. That's just too
nah.
much
You
money,
getting
man.
it?
It's too much
You
money,
gotta get
man.
it now.
it's a long term goal,
It's
so
a
we'll see how
long
that
term
goes.
goal. It's long term goal.
You
That's
know,
a
and
lot of
this is
no.
gonna
It's a lot of body
contradict.
selling, man. That's a lot.
So as you know, we've been talking about the rules of life and the 7 rules of life, and we're at the end of the 7 series, and we'll probably pick another one and try to see what sticks out to us that we can maybe keep it going if you guys enjoy that section of it. But number 7 is smile, life short, enjoy it while it lasts, and that contradicts a little bit about everything that we've been saying, right? About taking care of your future yourself,
Right.
your future you. Um, but I think that again, smile, life short, enjoy it while it lasts. I think you do have to enjoy some of it, but you also have to prepare. You can't be naive and not prepare for your future self if you get there, right? Because you
Mhm.
always hear those arguments that, oh, we can die tomorrow. We're not gonna enjoy anything. Well,
Yeah.
Right.
no, you have to learn how to enjoy today, but also don't be stupid.
Hmm.
I was
That's
having
my
a
take on it.
conversation. Yeah, no, no, no.
Go
I
ahead.
agree, Alex. I was having a conversation with one of my employees today, and I said, you know what this pandemic that we're in has done, despite all the stimulus money that's been coming our way, despite everything that's going on, I think now I'm hoping, right? But I do believe that the American public, and really you can break this down worldwide, is that, at some point someone said, there's no way the world is shut down, right? There's absolutely no way this world is shut. We just saw that the world can truly and totally shut down, which means yes, life is short, enjoy it while it lasts, but also think about tomorrow, right? Think about what tomorrow holds. Think about what tomorrow could hold for you. That even though life is short, enjoy it while it lasts. You need to think about tomorrow. You got to think that you've got to have a plan B in place tomorrow because the world, honestly, could shut down tomorrow and you may not have a job, right? You may
Mhm.
lose that house. You may lose that car. everything can truly and honestly, and we've seen it because you hear it in the news, truly everything could disappear if you don't prepare now for what tomorrow brings. So live it up as much as you can, but don't leave out tomorrow, is the way I see it.
I see it a little bit different. Like, as in, like that quote helps me a lot whenever I want to get something. It's kind of the only way I'm
Motivational.
able to
Yeah.
buy something. It's like, it's also, it's like, let's just say a lot of people my age, they're kind of, if you think you're not at the point where you saw yourself at this age, or maybe any age really, right? And it's like, you're too worried about long term, and then you kind of getting
Mm.
sad, like, oh, I haven't reached my goal this year, or I didn't do this. It's like, yeah, but life's short. Just be happy that you're alive at least. Like, enjoy this moment. Stop worrying about, hey, you didn't get married at the age you thought you were going to get married at, or you didn't buy the house when you thought you were going to buy this house. It's like, yeah, but you're alive. You got a job, like you said. Just be thankful for the moment at least.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, I agree. Because my mom passed away at a young age, but she was always like saved up and had all her financials kind of in order, and
Hmm.
and she died really young, and there was a lot of things that she wanted to do, a lot of things that she still wanted to get, and
Hmm.
I take it back to those moments where, yeah, it's you have to protect yourself in the future, but don't forget that life's not promised. And
Right.
like you said, is like, I want that. Well, I've worked hard enough to be able to get that. Let me go ahead and get it.
Yeah.
Right. Because, or like, hey, you know what? I really want this. And I've worked really hard and I got the money to do it. Well, I'm going to buy it. Right. And
Yeah.
then some people's like, why did you get that? Oh, you like the high end stuff. But hey, look, I'm also taking care of my future self, and it's okay for me to grab that.
You got
So
plans
I
in
see to
place.
that.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
so I see that as a, you gotta sometimes bite the bullet and just get what you want. I
Hmm.
agree with that. But now, when you don't have anything in your savings account, where you're not protected, and you want to get that, that's where I think it's foolish, right? So
Right. Yeah.
as
Yes.
long
Yes.
as you're putting money aside for yourself, and then in case for a rainy day or if anything happens, by all means, go get it. Go get that watch. Go get that Louis bag or whatever you want, or what I'm saying. If you want to
Right.
throw it on Instagram, that's okay. But as long as
Have some balance.
yeah, because nobody knows what you have in your bank account. They can see
Right.
you as like, man, Carlos is just spending crazy. But for all I know, he's sitting at $300,000 in the bank account.
Yeah.
Who are you to judge, right? So
That's
Right.
right.
I would just say, to each person out there, just save, and if you want that stuff and you have the means, get it, but just be careful, and make sure that you got money for a rainy day.
That's right. Always, always, man. No, I truly agree with that. Alex, it's funny how some of the things that you've said kind of flow with today's quote. And Richard really hit it on point today with something that he said when you were talking about your relationship, that you learned something.
Hmm.
Today comes from this is it's called Easy Glam Positive Oasis. It says, never regret a day in your life. Good days give happiness, bad days give experience, worst days give lessons, and the best days give memories. I'll say it again. Never regret a day in your life. So live it up, right? Good days give happiness, bad days give experience, worst days give lessons, and best days give memories.
It's a good quote, man. Very good quote.
Definitely
Y-
learned some lessons in my relationships. Definitely learned some lessons.
Well, Richard, we want to thank you, man, for coming on the
Yeah,
show.
man.
We
Appreciate
would,
it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
we, dude, go ahead, and if you want to pimp out any socials again, just go ahead and see where people can find you.
Hey, last name Banks. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell if you go to my channel. And I'll see y'all Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, like clockwork, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, go visit his show, man. We would love to have you maybe some other time in the future, man. If you're up to it,
Definitely.
just
Yeah,
we'll,
man. Yeah,
we'll
man.
hit you up, and if you're down, hey. But with that being said, man, my name is Alex.
I'm Carlos.
And I'm Richard. All right, guys.
There you
Bye.
guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.